Hello, hello, hello. My name is Megan Dream. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am a variety gamer here on YouTube. I've taken a little hiatus. I've been gone for a while. So I'm so excited to be back. I'm so happy to be here with you guys again. I took some time off to get everything organized and planned so that I could be more consistent and upload like weekly, actually weekly. I've been trying to do that for this whole past year and it just hasn't happened. So this is our first video in our Sims speed build series. I'm going to be starting by making Santa's house. I'm going to have his house where he lives, where his elves live, and then also including his little bakery. Well, it's not his bakery, his wife's bakery, Mrs.Clause's bakery, and then his workshop for his elves. And then after the speed build video premieres, I will be going live and building another house with you guys and then turning that into a speed build video. So Sundays is going to be our Sims speed build days. And then every day kind of has like a little theme for the rest of the year, but this is Sunday's theme. So if you are interested in building on The Sims and you want to check it out, you can hang out with me every Sunday. Every Sunday. But enough rambling. I think I've said everything I need to say. Let's just jump in and start making Santa's house. Okay, so I'm starting with the outside of the house. We're creating the shell, and I didn't want it to be a stereotypical square house. And so I started looking on Zillow, just getting some inspiration of house designs and what I would think maybe Mr. and Mr. Claus, Mrs. and Mr. Claus, Father or Mrs. Winter would live in. So I kind of went with this like triangle shaped house. And I wanted the triangle side to be where like there's a lot of windows that they look out and they see the beautiful winter landscape that they live in all the time. They just love it. And I think with living in a winter world and they're constantly being surrounded by snow, they need a lot of windows. Let in all that light, get in some vitamin D. That's the only way they're not depressed because seasonal depression is so bad. Can you imagine living in a winter place like all the time? I can't. I wouldn't. I can barely stay in the Midwest. And then I created a little corridor or a hallway. I actually started with that, and that was the separation between the house and what's going to be the bakery and the workshop. So the workshop and the bakery is going to be on that left-hand side, and then the right is the house that they're gonna live in. Or at least that's my thought process. And that corridor, I really wanted it to be like open, like a hallway, or I didn't want the houses and the workshop or the bakery to be connected. So that's what that little hallway is. And then I opened it. I didn't want there to be a roof. I wanted it to be open. So that made the roofing a little bit tricky, and I had a really hard time with the roofing once again. So don't follow anything that I do roof-wise. But I eventually made it work and just kind of slapped some stuff together. I hope it's not too bad. But if it is, you can let me know. It's okay. I definitely need to work on roofing. That's the hardest part for me right now, is figuring out how to make the roof look good. And then we move on to the landscaping, and I'm setting out a lot of trees, making it very foresty, wintry, a lot of evergreens. And I also wanted it to have a fence all the way around the house. So I put in this like greenery. I wanted a little bit more greenery since there's all this white snow everywhere. The trees and the fence are going to help bring in that green. And then I also wanted them to have some activities and fun things to do, but it's a winter location. Like they live at the North Pole, so I can't give them a pool, but they do have an ice skating rink in The Sims. So I gave them an ice skating rink where the elves can go and skate around during their breaks, if Mr. Claus gives them a break. But that's an activity they can do. And then I also put a swing set outside that they can go and swing on, have a jolly time, and a well that has plants in it because too many elves have fallen down the well. So Mrs. Claus just made it like a little garden center, like a little remembrance place for the little elves that had fallen down the well. So it's not a functioning well anymore. It's very covered. Clearly safety issues had occurred. So Then we are going to move into the inside of the house. I start with the entryway. I want to put as many Christmas trees and festive holiday trees in this house as I can. I end up putting like 3 in this room, I believe, after messing around with as many as I could. And I also put in a secret door, and I cut off that hallway area so that Santa could have a secret spot where this is where he keeps his naughty and nice list. And I kind of forgot to go back and put stuff in, but that was my idea there. That was my intent. And it just has the festive box that you use to like decorate the outside of your house right now. But those boxes are Mr. Claus's naughty and nice list, and no one's allowed in there. So they put the secret doors. And then I moved on to the living room. Again, I wanted a couple of Christmas trees. I put a decorative one that was just pretty, and then I put the functioning one that they can decorate together, and that Father Winter comes and like puts presents under and things like that so that they can still enjoy the season if they would like. And I put a ton of I put a ton of presents underneath the tree. And the story here is that when the Christmas trees are out and the elves see the Christmas trees, they cannot control themselves. They have to put presents under the tree. So every single tree has just a ton of presents under it. Because they're just like, it's like compulsion. They can't help themselves. They cannot control it. They just have to wrap and put presents under the trees. Like, just must be. And then I put a it was a grand piano in the corner. I don't think that ended up being functional, but it was cute. So it's there. And there's not really much to do in the living room except for sit and talk to each other. That's all you can do in there. It's a sitting room. So then we moved on to the dining room, and I wanted the dining room to be a very lively place. It's not just a place where we come and sit and eat. It's a place where Mr. and Mrs. Claus kind of hold little dinner parties, and the elves hang out and they have a grand old time. And this is where they all come and celebrate after the big night's all done, and all that jazz. So I didn't make the dining table too big. I just a normal regular one, because I wanted there to be space for a dance floor and a bar and just some fun activities that if I were to host a dinner party here, it would be kind of easy, not difficult. So all the music, all the seats, everything's in one room, and they can all go to this room and they can all party and have a grand time after working their butt off for Christmas. So that is the beautiful dining room. And again, more Christmas trees. You gotta have the Christmas trees and a ton of presents. All the presents. And then I moved on to the 2 smaller rooms that are off the hallway, kind of towards the dining room. The first one, the one that you walk into from the entryway, I decided to make a library where you could go and read and hang out. And there's a cute little fireplace, and it's just very cozy, just a little cozy spot to read and hang out. Yeah, there's nothing much else to say. It's a library. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. So this is me making the library. Oh, gotta pick a couple cozy chairs to put in and cute little lights, stuff like that. But otherwise, it's just a library. That's it. And then next to the library, we needed a bathroom downstairs. So I decided to make this the downstairs public bathroom. Again, Christmas themed, festive, nice. This is where the bathroom that everyone's going to use if they need to use a bathroom. I try to put as much garland, wreaths, snowflakes, red, green items as I could. Anything that looked semi-Christmassy, it's in here. And I didn't use any CC or custom content, so this is just this is just items that come in the game, no downloading anything else required except for packs. And if it does show up that there is custom content, it's because I downloaded images from the gallery. I went to the rooms on the gallery and searched for like Christmas art or Santa art or paintings, and I used a ton of artwork from there. So if it does come up saying that it's custom content, house. It's not. It's just those items that are making it pop up like that. And I don't know if you download my house from the gallery, if those will show up or not, but those are there. And then we moved to the kitchen, and I wanted the kitchen to be very big, somewhere that Mrs. Claus spends a lot of her time when she's not in the bakery. You know, she just loves cooking. And I put a couple of bottles of wine. Those are cooking wine. Mrs. Claus is not over here having a fun time cooking. Maybe she is. She might be getting a little tipsy. But, you know, she lives with children and elves and an old man. She can drink. I wanted the kitchen to have like a old farmhouse feel, very cozy, warm. I used a lot of the items, or I tried to use as many items from the cottage living pack in the kitchen. I used the cupboards from the cottage living pack in the like dark green form, or whatever, palette. And I wanted the kitchen to be quite big. I didn't want it to be like a small kitchen or maybe even a regular size kitchen. I did want her kitchen to be quite big. Even though she has a bakery that she can go bake in, that's specifically for baking. This is her kitchen. This is where she goes and cooks dinner and makes beautiful, gorgeous meals for her fam bam and has a great time. Like, she deserves it. She has a rough life. So that is the whole downstairs completed. And then we went upstairs to the master bathroom, went upstairs to the master bedroom, Mr. and Mrs. Claus's room. And again, I tried to pull as many cottage living items, wanted to make it really cozy, comfy, nothing too modern, nothing too chic or sleek. I just don't imagine like Santa or Father Winter or, you know, whoever your Christmas man is, walking around in like a Kim Kardashian house. I don't really see it personally, but you know, maybe. I imagine Mr. and Mr. Claus and Father Winter and everyone Christmas man-y as fat old country people. Just, they don't like people. They want to hang out with like children. Oh. Okay, this just going, my brain's going down a deep dark path. Whoa. Have we thought about just Santa's a... Okay, moving on. Oh my God. Okay. And then we moved off to their master bathroom, and attached to it is going to be a master closet for Mr. and Mrs. Claus. We gave them Mr. and Mrs. sinks and a shower, and again, I'm trying to keep as many Christmas things in here as I can. And I've also always wanted a walk-in closet, so I just think I gave them one because that's something I would want. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want a big, gorgeous, beautiful walk-in closet? Anyway, so I put up a bunch of like shoe racks and different things that they could put all of their shirts and shoes. And I wish The Sims had folded women's shirt. There was only men's folded shirts. That doesn't make sense. I don't think, personally. I fold my clothes. Do you guys fold your clothes? Do you ladies? Hey, all ladies, girls, gays, and theys. Do we hang our clothes? I do. Can we get some folded clothes, Sims? Please, for the girls, gays, and theys. Please. It's just frustrating. So I put as many folded shirts as I could, and shoes and knickknacks and little items that they would have all over their closet, and just try to fill it up and make it look nice and cozy again. And then after we were done with the bathroom, the master bathroom, and the closet, we moved on to Santa's office. So I originally thought about putting his office over in the workshop or on the second floor of the workshop. But I just don't feel like Santa would get a lot of work done over at the workshop, you know, with all the tools going and little elves running around making toys. It's a noisy place to be. You can't really concentrate and focus and be like, is Jimmy being good this year? When there's a sawmill running in the background, you know, like, we really gotta focus on the naughty and nice list. So we made his office nice and big. I wanted there to be a seating area that, like, if maybe an elf is having a problem, he comes to Santa in his office and Santa pulls him over to the little fireplace and they talk about what's going on and they can figure out how to make, you know, the work world a little bit easier for the elf. And I don't know if Santa dismisses him or not, but that's where he takes him to dismiss him if he does dismiss him. And they talk and they chat, and Santa does a very good job of making you feel a lot better. And he pats you on your back and goes, go get him, Elfie. Go work and make 1,000 more toys for me. It's not slave labor. Okay. Santa, the more I talk about him, the more this guy is getting on my naughty list. Like, come on, dude. And then he just has his typical desk where he has a couple chairs in front that you can also sit down and talk to him there if it's more formal. Maybe you have a meeting with Santa. Maybe you have some toys you would like him to push out for you. Maybe you have a publicity stunt you want to talk to him about. This is where you would do it, would be at his desk. So he has the desk and the comfy cozy area in his office for both types of situation. And then next to the master bedroom is going to be the children's room / elf room, depending on how you view them. So this family I got off the gallery, and there is a couple kids dressed as elves, so they're the elves or the children. And Mrs. Claus doesn't let them sleep out in a barn or in a basement or anything like that. She makes Santa give them a real home, a real room with real beds and toys and all kinds of activities and fun things that they can do in there. I also put a little, like, that screen projector thing. That's one of my favorite items from the little campers kit, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'll write it up here where it's from. After the elf / kids bedroom, we moved on to their bathroom, and I just wanted to have, like, I don't know, extra space for them. This is really the last room. I really didn't know what to do with it besides make it a bathroom, and I don't feel like I spent too much time on it. I just tried to give it like a festive and kid feel at the same time, and I like to give them the holiday mats that have the presents on them since they're compulsive presents wrappers. Just thought it kind of fit for them. So that's the bathroom, and then once that bathroom is complete, we are all done with everything inside of the house. And so then we decorated, I don't remember what point I decorated the hallway, but I also decorated the hallway on the outside with garland and lights and tried to make it festive all the way down so that when you would go down the hall, all you would see was just beautiful lights. So then I moved on to Mrs.Clause's bakery and started decorating in there. I wanted to have a little bit more of a factory feel and not as comfy cozy as the kitchen. I tried to use more like stainless steely appliances. I used like the worn out aluminum flooring to make it look like, I don't know, pots and pans get dropped on the floor, breaks the linoleum. Is that right? I also try to put in multiple ovens, multiple sinks, multiple refrigerators, multiple frosting. Is that frosting makers? Or I think those big machines were like muffin makers or frosting makers or something like that. Definitely made some kind of like dessert. And I put multiple little stations where they could like frost cookies or frost the gingerbread houses. And I put a bunch of little candy jars all over the wall and the counters where they are working so that it just simulates like sprinkles or frosting or things that you would go and put on your cookies or whatever kind of Christmas treat you have made. After I finished the bakery, I moved upstairs in the factory, and that is where their employee bathroom is going to be. It's going to be both for the bakery and the factory where they make toys. And there is two sides, but it's not gendered. It's just two different sides so that there's more toilets and more bathroom space. And then I just made them identical. They're the exact same bathroom on each side, just there's two of them. Again, nothing super special. I gave them the like high school stalled bathrooms that have like stickers on the side, so it looks like the elves kind of get a little feisty and maybe put stickers out on the toilet stalls just like a teenager or a child does. I'm really imagining that these elves have like big kid energy. Like they're just big kids. That's it. Otherwise, why would they want to make toys all day? Unless Santa has something on them. What does Santa know about the elves? Oh. And then after making the employee bathroom for the factory, we went downstairs and finished up with the toy factory. This one was going to be the kind of the hardest section for me. It's a big area, but I wanted it to be a big area because they make a lot of toys. But I also wanted to include multiple like workbenches and crafting stations and candle making things. And so I used a lot of things, or items, activity items from the Eco Living or Eco Lifestyle pack, where you had to like craft a lot of items. So I used those. And then I put out a couple of tables as well. This is where when the toys are done being made, they get brought over to these tables, and these are the wrapping tables. This is I can't think. It's like the gift wrapping center. This is where they wrap everything. Everything becomes a present. Their little compulsion of putting presents under a Christmas tree, this is where they get it out, because they can wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap all these presents. So to indicate that they have been wrapping presents, I put some wrapped presents next to some gifts or just toys from the game. And then I put a pile against the wall of wrapped presents that they have. I should have made like a basement with just wrapped presents, like that they've been putting all of these presents in for years, because the amount they have right now is not enough for all the kids around the world. But Christmas did just happen. Maybe like it's because Christmas just happened and they're running low, and this is the beginning of the year, so they're just starting up again. Like, this is all I got, guys. Like, give them a break. Jeez, these poor little elves. Oh my god. So here is some B film, or here's some footage of just the house and the family hanging out in the house, having a grand old time, enjoying themselves. And that is my entire speed build of Santa's house, Mrs. Claus's bakery, and his workshop all in one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am so happy to be back, and I had so much fun making this, and I hope you guys can join me. I am going live right after this premiere, and I hope I will see you guys there. If not, I hope you guys have had a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year, and I'm so happy to be back. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you next Sunday for another speed build. Bye! Bye, 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 bye.